And we're on.
It's the Sini-Gang with l-boogy.
And Sterno Supernova.
What's going on there, Sterno?
Nothing much, Boogie. How you doing?
Doing all right. What's going on in this world of ours?
I don't know. What's trying to think of something that's happy or.
Okay. You lately.
I mean, like like we had like prominent figures die. The last two different guys died. Like John McCain, Senator John McCain from Arizona, and Neil Simon, one of the guys that did a lot of Broadway shows, and I don't know, the first thing that popped in my head when you asked the question. So,
I mean, not to be bad, but I know nothing about Neil Simon.
I know. I'm saying, well, you asked what happened. I'm saying nothing.
See, that's where your head is at. First, I asked what's up, what's going on, and you think people die. People have died.
People have died. Important people of influence. People, but I'm just saying, yeah.
Nice way to bring the show down.
I know. Right up
50 seconds into the show.
Stumble right out of the gates. I know. You asked the question. I'm like, I have nothing.
So people died.
I don't know. What about you? What do you got to say?
Well, lately, I know you've been on a Hamilton kick, a newly found Hamilton kick, as in the musical Hamilton.
I have.
Which I've loved.
Right, and you played the music for me a lot, and even before we went to see the show, and then we went to see the show, and I went a little bonkers for a bit afterwards, just listening to that soundtrack almost on repeat, basically the entire week after, and sporadically but frequently.
Yeah,
since then,
good. It won. I think it won a Grammy, it won a Tony.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, it's a big deal. But
let's say, we talked about on a couple shows ago. Some of you may have heard this about a musical. This is a musical about founding father Alexander Hamilton,
right?
And then we were trying to think of a musical for a comparable Filipino, basically a Filipino Hamilton. Actually,
that was like an afterthought at the end of the show. Yeah.
So let's delve more into.
Oh, we shall we? Okay.
But actually, if you watch like Moana, that's actually like the.
What is that? The origin of the Philippines? What?
No, I'm saying Moana is written by the same guy.
Yeah.
The music's the same style.
Yeah, that's what you complained to me about. Like,
that's
I
why
liked it, but it sounds the same as
Hamilton.
Yeah,
well, people ask me, what do you think about Moana? I was like, that's okay. I like Hamilton better, but people don't get that.
I liked In the Heights. I don't know.
Well, people don't get that because I watched Moana and I was like, okay, he just took Hamilton and made it into this story. He just took the music and then
basically, you can. He had like I don't know what you call it, a musical style signature that you can.
Yeah. Well, basically, as I'm watching Moana, that's all I'm thinking. So when people
did you watch it again recently?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but when I watched it the first time, this was going through my head already. No, and I've already known the music for Hamilton for years. So,
right.
So, when I heard Moana or I watched Moana, it was basically, he just took Moana and just sort of cheated and took his outline for Hamilton and put songs into Moana. It's hard to explain, but I'm
trying to get the cheated and took his outline for Hamilton part of it.
The style of the songs.
Yes,
there's certain styles of songs. The story
is different.
Yeah, the story is different, but all you have to do is change the words to the song, and you're getting a new story. But he just basically took the song. I mean, of course, How Far I'll Go is nothing like anything in Hamilton.
Yeah,
but the other songs.
You're Welcome?
Yes, You're Welcome is very much a Hamilton song.
Now that I say it, like, duh.
A lot of the songs are.
Okay.
So while I'm watching it, I'm like, okay. It didn't blow me away, but the way it blew other people away.
It blew me away because I hadn't seen
you didn't know about
Hamilton,
this style of music.
Yeah.
And I know In the Heights also. In the Heights is actually different than Hamilton. Also, like the other guy.
I just the only other one I can name. That's why I popped In the Heights out there. Yeah.
I mean, some of the other guys, not Lin-Manuel, but the other guy also did Bring It On, the musical, which is pretty popular. But back to the subject. We had mentioned a Manny Pacquiao, maybe.
That's right, Manny Pacquiao. Because I remember thinking, I think I might have said Jose Rizal or Aldo because I was thinking historical. Then you
Yeah, you could do that.
and then you said Pacquiao. Like, oh, Pacquiao, you know.
Well, that's what I know.
Yeah, because we would have to research for the other two.
I don't want to do any research.
Right. That's work.
Exactly.
No, this is a fun thing we're doing. I'm
totally. Yeah, coming from the guy who talked about death right off the bat.
It's a different thing. Let's move on. Dang, I blew into the microphone.
But yeah, you screwed something up.
Yeah, I know. Cut my mic for a sec.
I think it's the mixer when you did that. Because I can sort of fix it.
Okay.
But yeah, I was trying to think, is there another Filipino guy out there? I'm like, that could maybe fit the bill of
someone with an interesting story.
Yeah, someone that you don't expect to have an interesting story. Because yeah, to me, Manny Pacquiao's too obvious. Yeah, your Jose Rizal's too obvious. You got to go deeper. Let's go deeper. Let's go to someone. Because when Hamilton came out, no one was like, "Hey, let's make a Hamilton music." No, let's go deeper. Let's go in the cut.
All right.
Let's go. Ernie Reyes Jr.
Ooh.
The Ernie Reyes Jr. musical. If you don't know do you know who Ernie Reyes Jr. is?
You know I know who Ernie Reyes Jr.
So a lot of people don't know.
I know The Last Electric Night. So.
A lot of people don't know.
If you know The Last Electric Night, and then you know everything else, then you know Ernie Reyes Jr.
A lot of people don't know who Ernie Reyes Jr. is.
Float like a butterfly, sing like a bee.
Yeah, if you're as old as us, you probably do. Because I'd say in the 80s, there was no prominent Filipino-American celebrity.
No,
not
that I can think of.
No prominent one. I mean, there may have been some of Filipino descent.
Nia Peoples.
See, that's
why I said it that way too. Like Nia Peoples, maybe.
Yeah, and then even later on, Tia Carrera, which I think is like late 80s.
Yeah, that's true.
And that to me, those are stretches too. Those are sort of So Ernie Reyes Jr. in the 80s. He was a kid actor / martial artist.
That's why I mentioned The Last Electric Night. It's like a TV show he did with Gil Gerard back in the mid 80s, I guess, something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't even remember the name of it, but yeah, The Last Electric Night.
Yeah.
Was that after Last Dragon?
I think so. He was older.
So Last Dragon
was his first?
Well, I'd actually already known who he was, which is weird because he was only like 8 years old in the movie.
Right. The Last Dragon, if you don't know, is the one with Shonuff.
Yeah. Last Dragon is the 80s martial arts movie set in New York City.
Is it Harlem or something?
The Bronx. I don't know. Harlem.
Like that. Predominantly.
It's about Bruce Leroy.
Yeah. Most of
they're in the ghetto. It's awesome. It's one of my top 10 movies of all time. It is.
You are the last dragon.
With the cheesiness and everything. That right there is one of the movies.
Master?
Yes, I could go on for days about this movie.
Shonuff.
Yes. So, I actually met the Last Dragon a few times already.
That's so weird when you say that.
Because it's sort of disappointing. Because
like it sounds so deflating when you said that.
Yeah, I met. Yeah, because I
what do you expect them to do? Like, have the glow?
Yes. I expected him to have an aura around him that when I meet him, I'm like, oh my gosh,
I am the master.
Yeah, because I put this movie to such a high esteem. It's one of those things where they say you should never meet your heroes, kind of thing. But I put this movie, like I said, in my top 10 of all time. You got
disappointed by Bruce Leroy. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it is.
So now that I meet him, he's just a regular guy. He's no longer a celebrity. He's out there peddling his DVDs, his how to do martial art DVDs, stuff like that. So.
Yeah. And then the other one in there was Vanity, right?
Vanity, yep, who's passed away.
Yeah, but she was so hot in that movie.
She was like one of my childhood crushes. Like, I don't know how old I was watching this movie, 10, 8.
Yeah.
She was like my number one girl as an 8-year-old kid. Yeah. And in fact, she is the reason I watched The Last Dragon over 20 times. Easily over a million. She's one of the main reasons.
Yeah. I can see that definitely.
Man, I loved Vanity. Vanity.
Mm-hmm.
And this is coming, this is, and she's a disciple of Prince kind of thing, and I was a big Prince fan.
Is that how you
also.
put her as a disciple?
Yes.
I mean, I know she was part of the whole thing. I just didn't know if you call her a disciple. So
yes.
like he's a religious person.
She was a Prince prodigy or a Prince underling. Protege.
Yeah. Okay. God, I remember the Last Dragon guy, the guy that played Bruce Leroy. He was in an episode of A Different World, but he played like a guy that tried to rape someone else.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
Well, yeah, totally. Like, man, I don't know why I feel so bad. Like, it disappointed me just that they made him as a bad guy. Like, dang it.
But in this movie, The Last Dragon,
right?
They had a little school, and they had a little boy who was learning martial arts from Bruce Leroy, and little Filipino kid who was Ernie Reyes Jr.
Did he even say his name? I don't even know if they ever mentioned who he was.
I
mean, I know he had speaking part.
Yeah.
He was a speaking part, but I don't know if his character was even.
Yeah, he had a name
fleshed out.
Or anything. He had a name. He had a older friend.
The white kid.
He was. I don't know if he was
white.
No. He was Hispanic.
It was Bruce Leroy's brother. Oh no. Oh, we're talking about. Because near the end they were hanging out.
Yeah. They did a little dance. They did the high five and then did back to each other.
Yeah.
Arms crossed.
Yeah, you really do know this movie. You got the choreography of the lap dance between the two minor characters.
I actually know the whole thing.
Oh my god!
The whole thing where they clap, turn.
It's more impressive than scary, but it is slightly scary. That's all I'm gonna say.
I even know the part of the song as Vanity's rising up on a cloud. Because again, this was at a time where breakdancing was the thing coming up.
Right.
So this movie incorporated breakdancing, and I'm like, wow, they're doing breakdancing in a martial arts movie, which at the time blew me away. Again, it was like my life. Martial arts, Filipino kid, breakdancing, and hot vanity. This was my life at that time.
That's a total package. Now that you put it
back
that way.
In 1986, 87.
I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, so Ernie Reyes Jr. He had a friend who he looked up to. I think he was Hispanic.
Oh, I thought he was white, but yeah, he probably was Hispanic. Like he was like second in the school, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We're talking about the same person. Okay, yeah, gotcha.
So, but basically, he had a very bit part, but this very bit part was a big deal to Filipinos at the time.
See, I didn't know it was a big deal to Filipinos at the time. I knew it was cool. I thought it was cool personally, but I never plugged into the rest of the community. Is it a big deal for us as a community? We're all kids. I don't care.
You didn't go to the meetings?
I missed the meetings. I skipped them.
We discussed this in a forum.
I missed the podcast where it was discussed openly. Sorry.
So yes, it was a big deal that Ernie Reyes Jr., a Filipino-American kid, was in this movie.
In the movie was 1985.
Yeah, 85. Yeah.
The guy's name is Tiamak?
Timac.
Yes. Sorry. I said Tiamak, and I'm thinking of...
And it's only one word. His name's one word.
Timac?
Like
it. Vanity?
Yeah. I keep wanting to say Vanity 6 because that was her crew.
Right.
It was Vanity
I get
6.
that.
She got real religious later in life, too.
I know.
Yeah.
I saw her in an episode of Highlander.
So, yeah, Ernie Reyes Jr. had that. And then he went on to do, the TV show.
Last Electric Night, which he played a Chinese guy.
Yes. He was actually a little older. I remember that.
Yeah. Because I still remember some different quotes from some of the episodes. Like he went to someone's house and he said, "I hope your house is better," or something. And it was in Gil Gerard's like, "Oh no, you insulted him."
See, I remember none of this.
I give you the dances at the end of the movie. I'm giving you the Last Electric Night a little bit. And he's like, "Oh no, he's giving." It was like a blessing or something. Like, "I hope your life gets better." And one of the other things was like living in interesting times, that kind of thing. We hope you live in interesting times is a curse.
He was in Red Sonja also, but I never watched it. I was a kid.
He was in Red Sonja?
Yeah, he was in
I've seen Red Sonja, but I don't remember him in it.
And then later on, what his introduction to a lot of non-Filipinos was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah, right.
He was in that, and number 2, 1 and 2, the original.
Yeah, they all blurred to one movie to me in my head. The Teenage Mutant. I can't quote like different parts of that movie.
Yeah, to a lot of people, that is who Ernie Reyes Jr. is.
The kid that hung out with the turtles.
Yeah, from Ninja Turtles. And then, Ninja Turtles is a big thing, and especially nowadays. It's now
yeah.
It's for some reason.
It's actually kind of funny because I was at a relative's house, and my niece and nephews were going through this old toy chest, and they're looking at it. It's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it looked different. They're like, "What is this, Michelangelo? Why do you like this?" And I'm like, "This is the originals." And they're like, "Oh, no wonder." Like, and they were still excited by it though, because they're still, they watch a different incarnation of it. But like you said, it's a big thing. It's still a big thing now.
Yeah, there's a resurgence of Ninja Turtles lately,
right?
In all comics, movies, or whatever. But yeah, he's a big deal. I mean, to me, he was, and like I said, all he was is just basically a bit player in a bunch of movies.
Right.
He never, even Ninja Turtles, he wasn't like the star. He
was like he's the guy that can do martial arts in the back. Well, not a background, but like a minor player. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's why they cast him, because he can do martial arts.
Was that show called The Last Electric Knights?
Yeah.
See, that's what's bothering me.
You think I got the name wrong?
I remember it as Sidekicks.
Maybe that was the movie, The Last Electric Knight.
I remember calling it Sidekicks.
You know what? You're right. You're probably
because
you're right. There was Sidekicks
because he was the sidekick.
And wait. Oh, it's funny because I just typed The Last Electric Knight into the IMDb and it pulled up Sidekicks.
Yes.
Maybe that was the movie that became a series.
I want to say it's the same thing for some reason.
Yeah, I think like they had like one of those one-off movies that is like, hey, we got enough interest. Let's make it into
which was a Disney movie. I want to say it was a kiddie movie.
It was a made-for-TV movie for younger people. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a kiddie at a time when they did TV specials.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to say that was like a Disney TV special.
Right. You're right.
Which spun off into Sidekicks.
Yeah. I think I like The Last Electric Knight better because it sounded better than Sidekicks to me. Sidekicks sounded kind of, I don't know, but generic.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how long that show lasted.
I don't think
not even a season. I don't think. It may be one season.
Season 1. That's it.
Okay, yeah. It was. But to me, that was a big deal.
It's representation. I mean, come on, when there is none, that's huge.
That was a huge deal.
Yeah.
That Filipino kid on a TV show, he don't get the respect. Now that I'm thinking about all this, he don't get the respect for what he did. At least in my eyes. If he's listening now, Ernie, you are my Leonardo DiCaprio, not Ninja Turtle, but you are my I don't know who's Brad Pitt or whatever. I don't know who's an actor that a lot of people like anymore.
I know. I have no
or who
clue.
have grown up. People have grown up to like. That's why I thought Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, sure. If you don't know, I have no clue at all. Yeah, he was called The Last Electric Knight, and his name in the show was Ernie Lee, with Jake Rizzo played by Gil Gerard.
Yeah, he was like a little kid who's
Yeah,
they were a crime fighting duo.
Something like that.
It was one of those 80s shows where they like go from town to town or
yeah, probably like
something like that.
My guardian is a cop and I'm like just hanging around with him and I have to solve the problems too, kind of thing. Yeah.
Man, they need to revive that show.
Really? Really?
Yes. It's a great concept.
Oh man.
About a little Filipino kid who's helping solve these crimes.
Oh, golly. I was like, hey, who's the girlfriend in the series? Nancy Stafford. I'm like, why does she look familiar? She's all over Matlock. She became the Matlock person.
I was never a Matlock person.
I've seen a couple episodes here and there. I don't know why.
I think I've seen maybe 2 ever. Maybe.
I like Andy Griffith. He just made me feel like...
I did too, in the Andy Griffith show. I never,
I like to watch those Perry. Did you ever watch Perry Mason?
Nah.
See, I like those guys where the lawyer does something smart and cool. I don't know. I watch Law and Order too a lot, so.
Yeah, who hasn't? That show's been on for 30 years.
Yeah, I haven't watched the last. I'm not watching. It's still on, right? I haven't watched it.
I think the original is gone.
Oh yeah, the original's long gone. I think SVU is the last one.
But there's like Trial and.
Is this stuff? Oh, I thought that was gone too.
I
thought it was down to.
I don't know any of them.
I thought it was down to SVU, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. Is that the one with Ice-T?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Jane Mansfield's daughter. Mariska Hargitay or something. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah. Well, later on in life, he Ernie Reyes Jr. He went on to do The Rundown.
That's the one. That's the one.
That's one a lot of people remember because it's probably the most recent big movie.
Yeah. What I think. Where's that big?
That's from that was with The Rock.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Was there like a big gap because he went to school? I wonder what the deal was with that.
I don't know. He was going through puberty. I don't know. But then after that, he became a mixed martial artist. In fact, I know through all of this, he was a martial arts guy, as in training, teaching, competing.
His name in The Rundown was Manito.
In fact, I want to say before The Last Dragon, he was competing as a kid martial artist, which is probably what I think got him popular. I knew of him before Last Dragon, so I'm assuming it maybe because of his martial arts stuff. But yeah, later on he started doing, after The Rundown, I saw him on Strike Force UFC stuff, or mixed martial arts stuff. It's in Strike Force.
Right.
I remember seeing him fighting in that.
Damn, he's older than me.
Ooh, so he's old. Ooh,
I know. I just thought he was younger than me the entire time. That's all. It's weird.
Because he always played like a kid, like younger kid. But he's Filipino. He looks young.
True.
He got the Asian genes. So that's what I'm trying to get at. He has a life that a lot of people don't know about, stuff that I don't know about. In fact, I believe he was in the news a few years ago, and I gave money to a GoFundMe or something for him.
Really?
From his sister or cousin.
Oh, like someone was sick?
Yeah, he was sick.
Oh.
I want to say he was sick for some reason, and like his sister or cousin started a GoFundMe for Ernie Reyes, and I said, here's a couple $, my hero. So, yeah. Hence the ending of my story, the Ernie Reyes Jr.
In June 2015, it was reported Reyes was suffering from kidney failure and in need of a transplant, according to his sister.
Yeah, his sister. That's it.
Yeah, Reyes undergoes dialysis 3 times per week. Family set up a GoFundMe page and helped raise $75,000 for his medical expenses.
Yes, and some of that money was mine.
Cool. I mean, dang, 2015. It wasn't that long ago.
Yes, recently.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's my pitch out there for you, for all of you playwrights.
Ernie Reyes Jr.
Yes, it's gonna happen, unless you can think of someone better. I mean, that's my pitch. I mean,
in sports, name some Filipino sports figures besides Manny Pacquiao.
You can do Jason Day, the golfer.
Right. Do you know his story? I mean, did he have any big ups and downs?
He fainted on the golf course once. He has a pretty hot wife.
That's an up, I guess.
There's if you want to go athletes, you got Efren Bata Reyes.
Ooh.
The greatest billiard player of all time of any nationality. The sport, I mean, I don't know, to me, I'm saying this, I don't know if this is like what a professional billiard fan would say.
That he was the best of all time?
Yes, but I believe, to me, he is.
Because it's racist?
He's not, I don't know. Maybe because I know he's Filipino. I met the guy. He comes to Virginia Beach all the time.
Oh, okay.
He's actually family with a friend of ours that we know. So he goes to his house and hangs out when he's in town.
Is his last name Reyes, the family?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It's Mota.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, when Bata comes to Virginia Beach, he's always around. Mm-hmm. He drinks beers with my uncles and stuff, and he'll go down to Q Masters and just hit balls and stuff. So,
would you get him to autograph something, or you're not that big of a fan?
Yeah, I'm not a billiards guy. I don't know.
Mm.
So, I mean, we do have friends who are billiards freaks.
Yeah.
I'm not. I think you're more of a billiards guy than me.
I don't know. Does that count?
Yes.
So yeah, I guess I am.
I bought a table before.
Well, Well, then you beat me. Yeah.
Actually, I
table
never.
beats
Yeah, but I actually never played. I barely played on that table. You know this too.
Yeah, I know.
We bought this table mainly to entertain guests.
You bought the table because I wouldn't have said it. I think did we even decide this as a group or did you say, "Hey, I want to buy a table"? I don't remember. Back when we were roommates.
This happened at. It sounds so funny. The incarnation of the internet or of online shopping.
Oh my god!
Back in 1997, 98.
That deal website, the one that.
Yes, in fact, this people never really did online shopping at the time.
Right.
So online stores started popping up. And in order for people to buy stuff, you had good prices. Even today, you have good prices, but not like back then. Back then, I was buying CDs for $1. Like general, I'd buy a CD from 800.com for $1.
Right.
They just ship it to me for no, it's not like a scam or anything. It's just how they get to their website. But yeah, I was shopping on shopping.com.
Yeah, it's like shopping.
It was shopping.com.
I was trying to remember the URL. It was like, it's one of those really
simple,
obvious names.
At the time,
shopping.com.
There was no store, so let's name our store shopping.com. Hey, look, the URL's available.
Shopping.com. It's so funny now. It is.
And everything was so damn cheap. So damn cheap.
I bought a Slam Man boxing thing from that too.
I bought an alarm clock for 50 cents, like a fancy alarm clock that's worth $50 that I can't throw away today. I don't even use an alarm clock. I still have it.
Because it's such a good deal.
It was such a good deal. I can't throw it away.
It's like a victory trophy.
Yeah, so I was on it. I'm like, ooh, pool table. Like, this is really cheap. Buy.
Then you had to assemble the pool table, right?
Yeah, it didn't come. It didn't come in one big piece. It came in hundreds of pieces.
Like heavy pieces of slate and oh my god!
It was delivered by freight by a freight truck.
I wasn't there for that. I just found the aftermath. Yeah,
nowadays, you can order it. It'll come UPS or FedEx.
Yeah,
or DHL or something. We had a freight truck call us and said, "Hey, I got a 16-wheeler. I got to get to your house somehow."
He went to our little cul-de-sac thing and delivered that.
I was like, okay. And the neighborhood's not a straight neighborhood. The roads aren't straight. It's curved, windy. Yeah. It's one big circle and it's tight. So I had no clue how this big-ass 16-wheel truck got in the neighborhood. But he did. He called us when he was on the way. He called us when we got there. He had to back the truck up to the door and pulled out all the pieces to the pool table.
I just remember looking at all these pieces of a pool table. I'm like, oh my god! And then we gotta stretch the felt. I'm like, what? We gotta do the felt. I'm like, oh.
Which is why it was so cheap. It was so cheap.
It was all parts, no labor, no barely any assembly. Man,
yeah,
but it was cool for a while. I give you that. It was cool.
It brought people to hang out.
Yeah,
it was like the hangout spot because of the pool table.
In lieu of a living room, we had a pool room.
Yes,
which was cool.
And people come by all the time. Hey, we want to play pool. I'm like, sure, go ahead. We had parties, and that's basically what people did.
Yeah, that was cool.
But I barely played it. Thinking, hey, I'm gonna be a professional pool player by the time.
But still, you owned a pool table. I've only owned a pool stick, so you still win on the more.
But in my head, after 30 minutes of playing, I got bored, so I never really pursued my dream of becoming Ernie.
I mean, you went all out. You made a little. You made a little shelf and you marbleized it.
The room I went out on
with the decor and to make it for the ladies. I know.
Yeah,
I understand.
None of this was really just to play pool.
No, it was for the ladies. I get it.
Exactly.
So, I was looking up J.R. Selsky, see if his story was interesting.
J.R. Selsky. It is? Actually, it is.
Yeah, I know.
He is, for those who don't know, he's an Olympic speed skater, short track speed skater, of Philippine descent, lives in Oregon, I believe, Portland area, maybe. Young guy. He competed in the last 2 Olympics, I believe. And Filipino guy, I believe he won a bronze, maybe 2 bronzes. He raced with Apollo Ono on some teams, so big name guy. And he had a thing where he almost died racing.
Yeah.
Because he fell down and his skate sliced his thigh and hit his artery. That
it went all the way down to his femur, the bone.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get
there's video of it.
Ugh.
So yeah,
yeah. When people say they slashed their femoral artery, that's the one where you almost
yeah,
it's so easy to die because if you don't stop,
I believe that's how Sean Taylor of the Redskins died. He got shot in the thigh, right, and it took that artery. But yeah, he almost died on the ice. But nowadays, I mean, he's still racing, he's still doing all that.
Yeah.
But I also know him because he's a big time hip hop historian or hip hop fan. He's a big fan of hip hop.
What? Well,
yes,
it's not on Wikipedia. It's not on Wikipedia.
See, I know this.
Yeah, you do.
And he actually makes like little documentaries on like hip hop artists in the northern west coast, upper northwest.
Okay.
Of the United States. So like the Northwest has an eclectic group of hip hop artists.
In the Seattle area?
Yeah, Seattle area, all that. So in fact, one of them that happened to be born out of all this is Macklemore, who everyone knows.
Right.
But then you also have Blue Scholars, a lot of you who are familiar with them, Filipino rapper. His name's Gio. He's also he's another good story.
That's what I'm saying. I'm looking for something, but like
he's actually a rapper, a very awesome rapper, one of my favorites of all time, that nobody ever knows about. Blue Scholars, love their music. In fact, if you listen to a lot of our first few years of our podcast, I ended a lot of our episodes with their music. But nowadays, he runs a restaurant with his wife called I don't know the name of the restaurant, or he runs pop-ups or something, and it's called Food and Shit. Look up Food and Shit, and that's him. Which is it's like, again, it's like stuff that I would do. I'm a big foodie. I love this stuff, and he's doing it. He's doing this stuff. He also goes. One of his monikers is Prometheus Brown.
Yeah, that's what it says. Prometheus Brown.
Prometheus Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He also goes by Geologic, I believe, is another one of his. I don't know his real name, but but yeah, those are his two aliases that I do know.
Yeah. Who does the aliases anymore? L-boogy.
But yeah, he does. He's a big foodie guy now up in the Seattle area.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a big hip hop thing going on, and J.R. Selsky is sort of documenting it all, and he actually knows his stuff. I've actually learned of a lot of artists through J.R. Selsky, so he's a pretty interesting guy too.
Yeah.
That would be a musical on ice if you would do a musical on him.
Selsky?
That would be.
When was the last time you saw something dramatic on ice? I mean, I've seen Disney's World on ice, and that's not really. It's kiddie stuff. I remember cheering for. I was cheering for Zorro to jump over the barrels. That's what I remember from that.
Taking it to the next level.
There you go.
Doing it on ice. It'll be Broadway on ice.
Good. So yeah,
it would be a hip hop thing too, because like I said,
that would make sense.
The music's already there,
and he's got connections. If you got him involved, you'd be like, this guy, and they can put the music in there.
We were supposed to interview him. I don't know if you remember this.
No,
his manager or PR guy contacted us. He emailed us and everything.
Oops.
This was a long time ago. This is before the Olympics. 8 years ago.
Selsky we're supposed to interview?
Yes.
I don't remember this at all.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, crap.
And I went back and forth with the PR guy. Mm-hmm. We just never could get it together.
Get the schedules to work out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's sad.
Yeah, I mean, I talk to him through Twitter every now and then.
Yeah, we haven't done it. We don't really do interviews. We just don't do them. Not because we don't want to. Just it's hard to get it to work. And
well, yeah, I have talked to J.R. Selsky through Twitter.
Oh, nice.
Every now and then. I've DM'd him and stuff. It's been a while. It's been a while. A long time ago.
Tell him your idea. You can get like a creative credit for the.
Well, actually, he's blown up. Since the last time I talked to him, he's really blown up to the point that he's a celebrity now.
He probably doesn't remember you anymore.
He probably does, but he's probably thinking that they're beneath me.
We probably are. Okay, sure. Fine.
J.R. Selsky. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Good one. Figure skater, speed skater. I mean, speed skater.
If it didn't do it in ice, how would you simulate that in a musical? That would be, how there's such creative sets and stuff? How would you simulate?
I mean, I have ideas, but I don't want to give it away.
Right, because you're gonna do it.
Yeah, because when we were watching Hamilton, they have this thing called a turntable.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how that would work.
The turntable, the stage is called the turntable, where they have like 3 rotating parts of the stage, and it actually incorporates in the show really well.
It does.
In fact, that was the point. That's when watching the show. That's the part that really impressed me. It was like how on point you have to be on certain parts of the stage for the turntable to work.
Yeah, because if you were in the wrong place at the wrong time, it would screw up everything.
Yeah. So, J.R. Selsky, add him to our list, along with Ernie Reyes Jr. And Efren Bata.
We don't got any girls on the list, you know that?
Well, pick one.
Lea Salonga story?
See, that's too obvious.
Is it?
She's a Broadway person already.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
I mean, I have a big love for Lea Salonga. I follow Lea Salonga. I wanted to go to New York this year to watch her on Broadway on that show. What's it called? Island. This Island something. Oh, and I had the album too. But she left the musical a couple months ago, or just recently.
Why? Just like she was just done?
Yeah, it was her time was up, or whatever. She was, she says, okay, I'm moving on. I think she's starting something else new, but I don't know. Once on This Island is what the musical is called. Once on This Island, which was a revival of Once on This. It's a revival. It's an older musical that they redid, and she was like this goddess chick in it. But yeah, recently she's left it, so I sort of don't want to see it anymore. I mean, I know there's other Filipinos that have stepped in and do other musicals, but yeah, that's the one I wanted to see. I have seen Lea Salonga though on Broadway. I saw her in Allegiance with George Takei. Takei, I don't know how you say it. You're the expert.
I thought it was Takei.
Takei. So George Takei, I saw him with Lea Salonga.
Oh, I don't know.
Allegiance.
Yeah.
Which is a musical. I mean, it's a Broadway musical about Japanese internment,
which is very timely at this point.
Yeah,
man, that stopped a couple years ago, right?
Japanese internment?
No, the musical. The Japanese internment in World War II. They just finally got rid of it, God.
Yeah, it's no longer on Broadway.
Like 2 or 3 years ago, right? Something like that.
Yeah, like 2 years ago. But every now and then it pops up. They do like some shows around like other cities, and it's not them. It's not the original cast. It's someone. But they do show it in the movie theaters. One of those what do they call them? Those one night only things at a movie theater where they show like something like The King and I, or
I don't know.
Well, certain movie theaters.
Yeah,
they'll show like a concert one night, like Beastie Boys concert.
Limited engagement?
Yes, no, not even that. It's just one night only.
Oh.
It's like on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. you can watch Allegiance the musical in this movie theater, and it's like broadcast to like all the movie theaters at the same time. I don't know how it works. I'm not a movie theater guy, but it costs more than a movie ticket. It's really like $20 to watch. But
because you're watching a stream of a live,
it's sort of like a stream, but it's not really a stream. It's just everyone showing this one-time thing at one time.
Oh,
yeah, and Allegiance actually did that a couple of times, and it did pretty good. In fact, it did good the first time that they did it again. But I'd already seen it. They showed it at like 2 theaters over here.
Oh, okay.
I believe I told you, but you didn't care.
Nope, probably not.
I said, "Yo, they're showing Allegiance at the movie theater." And you're like, "Where are we going to go eat?"
That sounds like me. I guess I'm trying to figure out what Once on This Island was based on, because
it's an old musical.
Yeah. Based on the novel My Love, or The Peasant Girl. It has elements of Romeo and Juliet. Okay.
Yeah. But back to the women, or a Filipino chick, or Filipino-American chick.
Tia Carrera? Would you want to do one about her?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. I don't think that would interest me. I mean, I'm not dissing Tia Carrera, even though she's very interesting on her own. But I don't know. I mean, I actually have a Tia Carrera Hawaiian album that she sang
Right.
which is really unique.
Was it good?
Yeah.
You had a pause there.
No, because I'm trying. Yeah, it was surprisingly good. Because before that, I only know her singing from Wayne's World.
Right. That's how I know her
Yeah,
singing.
and she did have some pop songs on the radio in the '90s. I don't know if you
I
know
don't
that.
remember them.
She had some pop songs. But
I mean, I know she had something, but I cannot recall anything about beyond that.
Yeah, they weren't like massive hits, but they were on the radio.
Mm.
But it was Tia Carrere riding her Wayne's World wave.
Right.
But then years later, she released the Hawaiian album, which was surprisingly
So
good.
what's her ethnicity? She's full Filipino or Filipino Hawaiian?
I don't know.
Okay, time to look that up. All right.
But yeah, like I said, she released the Hawaiian album. There's the Lou Diamond Phillips.
Tia Carrere.
Lou Diamond Phillips is a popular Filipino who actually has a really interesting. He was on the Joe Coy podcast recently. If you ever want to,
I think I listened to that one.
It was really good.
I'm trying to remember.
I learned a lot about Lou Diamond Phillips during that show.
I think I started and had to stop for some reason.
It's a long one.
Yeah,
but he actually knows his Filipino history and everything. I was surprised. You know, he's not a guy that just says, "Hey, I'm Filipino," blah 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 blah. You know, come like me. He actually knows his stuff. So I follow his daughter on Instagram. She is hot.
Lou Diamond Phillips' daughter is hot.
Look her up, Gracie Phillips.
Okay.
He even says she's hot, which is weird, but Gracie Phillips. She's one of my Instagram follows.
Okay, just because I looked it up. Carrere's she says she's of Filipino, Chinese, and Spanish ancestry. Okay, so Gracie Phillips. You're giving a lot. You're throwing a lot at me. Okay.
I'm not throwing it at you. I'm just telling you.
You're like she's hot. So as a guy, I am required to look what she looks like. You know.
Yeah, Gracie Phillips, Lou Diamond Phillips' daughter. But I don't know who else. I mean,
I think part of the charm of Hamilton for me was that it was history. So
you want a historical figure?
Like we could do like people power or call it Corazon. You know, that would be interesting to me. You know, it's because especially now for the younger people that don't even know about the whole, you know, the people power movement and all, you know, what started everything and the overthrow of the Marcos regime, all that stuff would be kind of cool. I mean, I actually thought it flashed in my head, and we thought, you know, there's a documentary that already exists about Imelda Marcos that she hated, but you know,
I want to say there was a
was there one for her?
A musical? I want to say Broadway, but I believe they were trying to make one. Based on her life, but I don't quote me on that. I'm gonna look it up though. But I did hear of production talk of Melda musical, which is called
Here Lies Love.
Yes. So yeah, I don't know how if that actually went on. I believe they made it.
It didn't like take off or anything.
Yeah.
The first thing, this show has closed. I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't know when it was even made. So
yeah, I'm looking at one right now. It opened in San Francisco and closed, or got canceled. But yeah, it looks like I mean, it was done by David Byrne. Is that right? And Fatboy Slim. David Byrne.
Fatboy Slim?
Well, David Byrne is Talking Heads.
Right.
The main guy from Talking Heads.
Yeah. I knew the name sounded familiar. I didn't know until you said
that.
Yeah,
Fatboy Slim. So yeah, they tried a rock musical on the life of Imelda Marcos. And the woman who raised her, Estrella Kumpas.
So it was premiered in 2013, ran at the public for 2014-15 to 15, and then was done one more time in Seattle at 2017. So not that long ago.
Yeah, so it was done. I don't know anyone who's seen it.
The documentary was pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know there's an Imelda documentary out there.
Yeah, my cousin still has my copy. I'm like kind of pissed about that. I got to get that back from her. But yeah, it's a little eye opening. It's not very flattering to the Marcoses or Imelda specifically. So if you have feelings that are pro Marcos, you probably wouldn't like it. So just to warn you. I mean, there's still people that do that. It's still like, or they pretty much become everybody's like, no, that whole aspect has been silenced. Or
I don't know.
Because I mean, she came to this area years ago, and there was a big contingent that was like fawning over her. I was actually,
I don't know.
I was part of this pageant, and she was a guest star, and everybody was so excited about it, and I was just like, I was very mixed feelings about it, but I was just part of it.
Yeah, see, I think a lot of people, I mean, I don't want to talk bad about Filipinos, but I think a lot of Filipinos in the United States, or Filipinos in general, they fawn over celebrities no matter who they are, no matter what they did. I think there's a big fandom of celebrities, like bigger than normal. I don't want to sound bad, but it is. Like if you ever watch like the Filipino channel and watch some of the shows where they have or where the fans are the variety shows or whatever.
Right.
The fans are really over the top, like crazy about a lot of people. So basically, hey, look, in fact, and it goes along with, I'm making this connection now as I'm talking, but but it goes along with our wanting for Filipino celebrities anyways. Like how I'm stretching to find Ernie Reyes Jr. as a celebrity, right?
Right.
Like as a kid, I'm like, the only celebrity I know is this damn Sidekicks kid from The Last Dragon.
I don't know,
so he's become this,
in your mind,
in my mind, this celebrity that's above, in my head, he's bigger than what he is.
Yeah.
Right. And then, well, I think a lot of people are like that also. Hey, hey, look, there's a Filipino guy coming here. We're going to be fans of him no matter what. So I've seen this with
Jocelyn Enriquez. Like the one time she came to the King's Dominion.
Yeah.
And everybody else was a bigger name star, but for us, she was like huge.
That was different.
You don't think that's
the I want to say that's different because her music was actually good, and she just she wasn't. She didn't blow up because she didn't blow up yet at the time. She had blown up in the Filipino community, but she hadn't blown up.
Okay.
In the music community.
All right.
So she comes to a place where there's a lot of Filipinos. Yeah. But that's a little different.
Okay. I know what you're saying. You're like, we're just grasping for any
because I know, like in the Philippines, politically, there are a lot of like senators and mayors. There's a lot of mayors. Everyone has a mayor in the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
Every city has a mayor.
Yeah.
And they're sort of, I don't want to say celebrities, but they are like celebrities there. It could just be a normal person who, I mean, in here in the United States,
right?
If someone becomes mayor, it's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's for podunk town.
Yeah.
Anyone can become mayor, really. And so it's they're celebrities, but we will see the mayor of Virginia Beach. We wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, it's the mayor of Virginia Beach. So they're like, oh, there's the mayor.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't even know who it is now.
I don't know. I thought we have an interim, don't we?
Yeah, we have an interim mayor. I have no clue who our mayor is. Because
we had ones that had to step down.
Yeah, so. Even with him, I've seen him so many times. I was like,
well, the one previous I knew fairly well.
Yeah, but would you have fawned over her?
No, I mean,
no. Filipinos do.
Well, no, the whole okay. Just to go along with that, the community, like Auntie Myra, we call her.
Well, that is a good example then, because the Filipino community did look at our Virginia Beach mayor as a celebrity.
Right.
Like really looked at her.
But I also think that was political strategy because they wanted her to do stuff for us. I mean, there was legitimate liking.
Some people.
Right.
Some people, that was their ideal. Most people, I think it was more of a celebrity wanting to take a picture with her. Like she would come out to Film Friendship Day and all the people would go out, hey, let's take a picture.
Yeah, I think the leadership was like, yeah, we're positioning ourselves in a good place. And everybody else was
which
like,
is a small amount of people.
Right.
But everyone else, the hundreds and hundreds of other people, aunties and uncles, hey, Myra, come on, take a picture.
Right. Auntie Myra.
And
she was a nice lady.
So. Yeah, she was a nice lady, but
yeah,
she was way over. People went way over the top on her with her.
Yeah.
So if actually when a mayor from the Philippines comes to the United States, comes visiting, we treat them like presidents, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
But so when a celebrity, doesn't matter who it is, Imelda Marcos comes, then I mean people are like, hey, celebrity from the Philippines coming.
Yeah.
That's the mentality. Like, I mean, let's say Donald Trump were to come to this area.
Oh Lord.
It's just an example.
Okay.
Donald Trump comes to this area.
Right.
We all have our opinions on him.
Yeah.
A lot of Filipinos, no matter what his politics are in this area, would like to meet him and take pictures with him and give him dinner and everything. They don't want to meet him for political reasons. Right. They want to meet him because he's a celebrity.
Right.
I
get what you're saying. That's not uniquely Filipino, but
I think it's more prominent in Filipinos
culture.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I see that.
I mean, I know a lot of, every race has like people like that.
Yeah, but it's very prominent in the Filipino culture, I think. Like I said, just watch these damn Wawa Wees or whatever on TV. Right. They go crazy over anybody, like really crazy. A lot of D-list celebrities from the United States, like D-list, like very. If we had seen some of these people, we wouldn't care who these people are. I'm trying to think of a name like I don't know, Kathy Griffin, or even who's even more D-list than her.
I don't know. I don't know who's been to the Philippines. Like that, I don't know.
Someone, basically someone who's based barely in the edge of celebrity.
We call like starlet, being kind. Is that what you're saying? Their levels, like.
I've never used the word starlet, but
well, I mean, like
I say D-list.
Like Terry Hatcher, would you call her a star or a star? They used to call her a starlet when she was younger, like what? So because she was in movies.
I think she's a celebrity. I would give
because before, like they were trying to make a distinction between a star and a starlet.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, back in the '60s.
No, this was like
I know.
Terry Hatcher. I know Terry Hatcher. Yeah.
I'm just saying, if someone who's very basic goes to the Philippines, they become huge. Yeah. They're huge over there.
Right.
Hence you get. It could be an Asian thing also. I don't want to just generalize Filipinos because Korea's the same way. I know that.
Is it? Okay.
I don't know. I'm done with that.
Yeah, but so do we ever add a woman to our list? I still think maybe Corazon Aquino might be good.
If you want to throw it on your list, go ahead.
Damn, that's just like you notice how he put your list. The list that we're not even going to look at because my list is the one that we're looking at. Even though it's not even a real thing, but that's the stuff I deal with, guys.
Yeah, that's fine. It's yours.
Yeah, see. Little slide. Okay, fine. That's fine. All right. So,
look, my head, all of these hot Filipino girls, and you go Corazon Aquino.
Because Hamilton had that historical aspect.
I know.
And I think a lot
that's
of
what you want to see.
Because it was cool. I mean, that even amplified it more because it's like a different time, I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff was magnified or changed for dramatic license or whatever you want to call it, creative license.
I know.
But but just the idea that history comes alive, that was one aspect that made Hamilton so great for me.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, you want to see Corazon Aquino. I want to see Vanessa Manillo.
I'm not going to comment because I don't know her story. I really don't know her story. Do you know her story?
I
know the beauty pageant there. I know.
Yeah, I do sort of.
Is it like there ups and downs?
Yeah, there's a lot of ups and downs. There's her, like denying her Filipino side and stuff like that. There's stuff.
Okay.
Or choosing between her white side and her Filipino side.
For real, or are you just jokingly?
No, for real. I'd like to see something. I'd rather see that than Corazon Aquino.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the whole 98 degrees guy.
I like
his name, Nick Lachey.
Yeah, I know. It took me a second to get Nick Lachey out of my head, into my head.
Yeah, she.
My first thought was Jessica Simpson's ex, but yeah, Nick Lachey.
her time on MTV. All right, let's do a Tagalog word of the day.
Sure. This is the part of our podcast where we educate our listeners on the Filipino language. Neither Boogie nor I are actual native speakers of Filipino or Tagalog, so if we get some aspect of the word incorrect, like its uses or some nuance of its meaning, feel free to let us know because we want to get do things correctly, and it would be nice to know if we did something wrong. But please keep in mind that we have said, and we will continue to say that we are not an information-based podcast. We just do this for the fun of it, and this part of the show is really just to give you a little piece of the culture. You might be able to share some Filipino language at some point, or if someone uses Filipino or Tagalog in your presence, you might actually know the word they're talking about, so that might be cool. So just keep in mind it's a lighthearted thing that we do, and we're just like we said, just giving you a little piece of the language. Do you have a word in mind?
Let's go with um I don't know. Ooh, nah, let's not do that one. Let's do
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I don't know.
How about cuento?
Cuento. Okay.
Yeah. It's oh damn, I can't do this. You know what it means, right?
Yes.
I can't do a sentence for it. The l-boogy, the I don't know the word for what I'm trying to say. I have to ask you in English how to say it. So,
Kwentong pambata. Do you know what that means? Merong ang kwentong pambata ang Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. No,
that's a song.
Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Sure, yeah, let's do that.
Ang kwento ang kwento parang bata ay Harry Potter. I don't know.
So if you can't figure out what we're trying to say, cuento is another word, the Filipino word for story. And so, yeah, what he's trying to say is kid story, like Three Little Bears or Harry Potter. So let's make cuento our word of the day. Cuento. I always wonder, do people like this part of the show?
Yes, because it's a gimmick.
They like the gimmick part of it?
Yes, it's the gimmick.
Sure. All righty.
Giving away the how the sausage is made here.
Is that a thing?
Yes. You never heard giving away the secrets of how the sausage is made? It's in there's a damn Hamilton song that's one of the lyrics, which is why it's in my head.
Oh, I must have missed that.
What did I miss? The song. What did I miss?
And I missed that. So okay, yeah. All right.
All right. Make sure you visit our website, www.sini-gang.com.
Or email us at thesinigang@gmail.com.
Follow us on Twitter at The Sini-Gang.
Follow us on Facebook on facebook.com/thesinigang. And look for our videos on YouTube. Do a search for our URL, www.sini-gang.com, and that should take you to our videos. If you happen to go to one, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and it would be great. So until next time, this is Sterno Supernova.
And this is l-boogy the Elemental One saying thanks for listening and
Sige na.
You've never heard anyone say that's how the sausage is made?
No. I mean, I like pull the curtain back and other things, but not that specific thing about sausage. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching the video. Please tune in for our next episode. Till then, take care.